The Nets. If you haven't heard, they have Kevin Durant returning from an Achilles injury, who's been fantastic. Kyrie Irving, when he's not missing games for personal reasons, is one of the best isolation players and a champion in the league. And they added James Harden. They have an official big three with the Nets. So I feel like they're the team that's going to win that conference.
Yeah, but none of those three guys you just mentioned play the post. None of those three guys are stopping Embiid.
True story. That's exactly right. But here's the thing. There's no stopping Embiid, but there's no stopping those guys. Neil, they're going to walk into a game. They're going to put 125 up on the board. And if they get to that number, they're going to win majority of the time.
Okay, so do you have the Nets coming out of the East?
I do have the Nets coming out of the East.
All right, can you hang there for 1 second? I want to share something with you.
Okay.
Jalen.
Oh, no. Hey, Cole, how you doing? How retirement treating you?
It's great, man. It's great. Just, a little writing, a little investing.
Nice. So I don't know if you saw the thing on Twitter about your statue.
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, I figured that. Me either.
A drink, Mr. Bryant?
Yeah, I'll have a vodka martini.
How many olives would you like?
81.
Really?
Nah, man, I'm just playing. Just 2. Joke for him. He gets it.
Everybody funny now. You funny, too. The Palms will put an olive in a drink on you.
Oh, man, that was so fantastic. Shout to Nanashka Khan and Melvin Marr, who, along with myself, produced that 81 Olives video in tribute to the late, great legend Kobe Bryant. And it was an honor for me, Neil, to be a bug on the windshield of his greatness on the night that exemplified why he's an icon.
Well,
he did it from everywhere.
We're going to, Friday's
mid-range.
Yeah,
show it to me.
Let's show it to you. Friday's the 15th anniversary. Put 81 up on the Raptors. Looked like he was dressed for success on that night. You were there. When do you know a guy is in a zone?
Well, when it's Kobe Bryant, he could be in the zone anytime. And unfortunately for me, I played against Michael Jordan, and he's the second coming. He's the remix, baby. And it didn't help that we was playing a 2-3 zone right there. If you wanted to know, the lack of resistance wasn't just, it was an equal opportunity thing. And then all of a sudden, the Black Mamba gets hot. But here's the deal, Neil. No true Kobe Bryant killer crossover, break your ankle, dunk over the top highlights. It was just he was in the zone easy, like Sunday morning, walking in the park. Because we was actually winning in the first half. And then all of a sudden in the second half, heat check. And then the grown man showed up at the park as the sun started to go down, and he started to put the teenagers on the sideline. And then the fourth quarter kicked in. And then they continue to look for the Black Mamba. And of course, he's not going to pass it to the other 4 guys. You wouldn't either. And he continues to shoot the ball. We don't double. We don't triple. We don't quadruple. We say, hey, you got to bow down and respect the game. And that's what we did to the legend, Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe
on
finished
that historic night.
Kobe finished with 81. You were responsible, as they say, for 18 of those. I think Mo Pete might have had more olives than you.
Hey, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that Kobe Bean Bryant even knew my name. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Tuesday is the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death. I'm sure we'll share some time.
For the Nets outscored 37-24 in that key third quarter. For more, we check back in with our play-by-play team, Ian Eagle and Richard Jefferson.
Nancy, the third quarter really did the Nets in. Cleveland had tremendous energy, and Richard, we know the defense is going to continue to be a topic. Teams will look to take advantage of the Nets' weaknesses, and the Cavaliers gained a lot of confidence in these 2 games. Both games, 2 of the best offensive performances we've seen from Cleveland this season.
Yeah, and the Cleveland Cavaliers added a lot when they added Jared Allen and they added Taurean Prince. We saw that, not only in the first game but in this game tonight. But really and truly, the Nets have the attention of the entire basketball community, the entire basketball world, not just from the fan standpoint, but from team standpoint. And okay, how do we match up with this group? How can we beat this team? What are the things that we're going to need to do to tweak our competition level against them? And so, these two games really kind of gave a formula for success. But the good news is that the Nets also know. They know the areas that they need to improve to get where they have to go.
And, Richard, you've lived through this, playing on teams with big names. That also brings a higher scrutiny level. Everybody is watching. Everybody's paying attention. Everybody is dissecting your problems, and sometimes those problems grow because of all the chatter. Steve Nash is well aware of it. He talked about it pregame, pride on defense, how those things must change. And for Brooklyn, no Kevin Durant, so this was an opportunity to see Irving and Harden. What were your thoughts on the two of them playing together?
Well, it's funny. There was so much conversation in would there be enough offensive opportunities for the three players. Yeah. I don't think there's any question of that at this point in time. We look at guys like Jeff Green and Joe Harris their offensive opportunities have actually expanded with the quality of talent around them. So I don't look at that. It's all about defense. It's all about rebounding. Obviously, not having Kevin Durant, your 7-foot, wing player out there hurts your rebounding opportunities, but you're going to have to defend, and it's going to start with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. If those guys defend at a good level, then this team is going to be a force. But that's where the sacrifice is going to come in, not on the offensive end, but on the defensive end.
Second half of the back-to-back, it's the Miami Heat coming to town. It has not been a smooth road so far for Miami. We know they have a lot of talent, but they've dealt with a bunch of injuries. And Miami right now still looking for its footing here in 2021.
Yeah, they're going to be a good team later. Understand, when we talk about that quick turnover, everyone was talking about the Lakers. Well, the Miami Heat and their young players got a lot of minutes late into the season. So for them to have this quick turnaround, it was going to be a little difficult in my opinion. They didn't have any real additions, so that this team was pretty set when they showed up to start this year. So when you have a couple of injuries, some COVID protocol situations, and they played a ton of minutes late, it's going to be, I think they're going to build up as the season progresses.
It's now a 2-game losing streak for the Brooklyn Nets. They'll try to put an end to it against Miami here at Barclays Center. Nancy, Sarah, back to you.
So with Sarah Kustok, I'm Nancy Newman. So the second of two in Cleveland, it's a wrap. Brooklyn was looking for a split. Instead, it is Cleveland with the sweep of this 2-game set. Brooklyn without KD, out for a rest day, 113 rather, the final, and clearly they missed him.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you are going to miss a player like Kevin Durant, but give credit to J.B. Bickerstaff and this Cleveland Cavaliers team, because once again, they came out with a sense of purpose and effort, and they did an excellent job in executing the game plan. And it's all the areas that we talk about all the time, right, Nancy? It's the defense. It's the taking care of the basketball. It is rebounding. And Cleveland understood what they needed to do, get it inside. And it wasn't just about, you look at points in the paint, 70-44 against this Brooklyn Nets team, but it wasn't just about post players. That is a collective team thing because it's about perimeter defense. It was about the ease in which the Cavaliers were able to get inside and pick their shots, pick their areas. So a lot of film, once again, for the Nets to take a look at.
Let's go right to that third quarter, which certainly loomed large as the Cavs went on, as we're dissecting, just as you said, Sarah, a 20-5 run that turned a 1-point Nets lead into a 14-point Cavalier lead. 8 turnovers in that frame. That was the turning point, right?
Third quarter, without a doubt. And you said, and you point to the turnovers and points out turnovers, and that was the one area that we talked about in the first half that the Nets did such a nice job with taking care of the basketball. But it looked like they came out ready to go. Brooklyn did, and then once again, timeout was called. The Cavaliers come back, and it was just picking apart a lot of the areas that they saw in terms of gaps in the Nets defense, and they continued to put pressure on the Nets, and just not enough offense from the Nets to be able to come back.
wrapped it up beautifully. I didn't mean to step on you there. The rebounding, the turnovers, right? And defending in the middle as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Nancy, because I think so often we have talked about the front court or the lack of front court depth. Of course, Jared Allen, we saw on the other side how clear it was in terms of what he was able to do and what the Nets are missing. But again, it's not just about the inside players and the post players. It's about making sure that you're defending on the perimeter. You're not allowing the guards to get where they want to on the floor. So the defense as a whole, you can simply look to points in the paint or look at some of the bigs, but some of that comes with the pick and roll defense. Some of that comes with getting those stops out front that help keep guys out of the inside and out near the basket.
Some positives too, right? Mostly on offense. Several players put up big numbers, and obviously Jared Allen was